Let's dive into a pretty radical idea from the philosopher Sri Bhagavat-C. It comes from his text, A Solution for All Worries, and the core idea is this. What if the key to your inner peace isn't something you have to find out there in the world, but something you unlock by understanding the operating system right inside your own head? So think about this for a second. What if that constant struggle, that battle we all have against anxiety, what if it's completely the wrong approach? This explainer unpacks a philosophy that says you don't need to fight your worries at all. You just need to understand the mechanism that's creating them in the first place. And this quote, it really sets the stage perfectly. The main idea here is that worry is a product, and if you have a faulty product, you don't argue with it, right? You go to the factory, you look at the machinery that made it. Well, in this case, that machinery is your own mind. All right, so first things first, where does worry actually come from? The answer? Well, it might not be what you think. Here's the crucial insight. Worry is an automatic reaction. You can almost think of it like a piece of software that's just running in your head, based on all the data, all the experiences and thoughts you fed it over the years. The goal here is to stop seeing your worries as facts and start seeing them as outputs from your own internal system. So how does this mental factory of ours actually work? This is where it gets really fascinating. The philosophy suggests that what we call our mind is actually an interaction between two very distinct parts. So let's meet them. Okay, so on one side, you've got the conscious mind. This is the part you're probably most familiar with, right? It's that voice in your head that thinks, analyzes, and makes the decisions. Its most important job? It's the feeder. It's constantly gathering info and feeding it into the system. And then on the other side, you have the subconscious mind. Now, this thing is a powerhouse. It's the reactor. It doesn't think, it doesn't analyze, it just reacts based on all the information it has stored away, kind of like a massive living database. To really get this, we have to be super clear on the roles these two minds play. Because honestly, understanding this distinction, that's the key that unlocks this entire philosophy. Your conscious mind is your active awareness. It's the part you think of as you. It's like the CEO, the gatekeeper. So when you decide, I really need to prepare for that meeting, that's your conscious mind analyzing the situation, and this is the critical part, feeding that instruction into the rest of the system. Okay, now let's talk about the subconscious, which the text also calls the functional mind, and that's a perfect name for it. Think of it as this powerful, silent partner. It has no opinions. It doesn't judge right from wrong. It simply functions. It executes commands and generates reactions based on the programming it's been given. Okay, so we have the feeder and we have the reactor. The most critical piece of the puzzle now is the dynamic between them. It's this constant, super fast loop of cause and effect that's running our lives every single moment of every single day. This shows the cycle of worry perfectly. Let's walk through it. Step 1. Your conscious mind thinks about an upcoming presentation. That's the feeding. Step 2. Instantly, your subconscious mind reacts. And based on past experiences, it might just serve up a jolt of anxiety. That's the reaction. Step 3. Your conscious mind notices, whoa, I'm feeling anxious. And now, this is the pivot point. Step 4. If you then think, oh no, why am I so anxious? This is going to be terrible. You are literally refeeding that feeling of anxiety right back into the system, reinforcing the exact pattern you're trying to break. This quote, this is a complete game changer. It means your subconscious, this powerful reactor, cannot tell the difference between something that's actually happening and a thought you're just having about it. It reacts to you imagining failure with the exact same flood of anxiety as if it were really happening. And that explains so much about why we worry. And get this, according to the philosophy, a staggering 95% of your day, your feelings, your reactions, your habits, is driven by this subconscious programming. 95%. That means you're only consciously directing the ship about 5% of the time. For most of your life, you're on autopilot, just running old code. So, if 95% is just autopilot, what about that other 5%, that little bit of conscious awareness? Well, it turns out that's where all your power lies. It's time to become the master programmer. So here it is, the solution. You can't stop that initial wave of anxiety. It's automatic. It's a reaction. Trying to fight it is just exhausting and, frankly, it's useless. Your real power isn't in stopping the wave, it's in consciously choosing what you do in that brief moment after the feeling appears. This is your practical toolkit, the path to a worry-free mind. First, just observe the reaction. No judgment. Then you recognize it for what it is. That's just an old program running. Then comes the crucial step. You consciously choose not to refeed that negative loop. Instead, you intentionally feed your mind a new constructive instruction. You become the master, giving new orders to your powerful subconscious. So if there's one thing you take away from all of this, let it be this. You are the master of your mental diet. Every thought you dwell on is food for your subconscious. If you feed it junk, worry, and fear, it's going to create a junk life. But if you consciously choose to feed it better food, constructive, peaceful thoughts, you rewrite the entire program for a better life. So, I'll just leave you with this one question. Take a look around inside your head. What have you been feeding your mind today? According to this philosophy, the answer to that question holds the key to absolutely everything.